Hi, my name's Georgia Debney. Welcome to With Respect, the show where martial artists talk about stuff they wouldn't normally talk about for fear of being seen as disrespectful. So I have a guest with me. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Matthew Martin. I am a second degree black belt in the Absolute Taekwondo Association.
Great. And what is it that you wanted to tell us about today?
Just a little bit about myself, about why I joined, who's inspired me, not just in the Absolute Taekwondo Association club, but other instructors from around the country.
Okay, great. So tell us about how you joined your club for starters.
So, my instructor walked into the place where I worked and he had his advertisement all over his van. I saw it. I was interested in martial arts for a little bit beforehand, did a little bit of kickboxing with another association, just another club in Nuneaton. Wasn't really enjoying it as much when I got to my senior ranks. Wanted a little bit of a different change. So as he came in, asked him a few details, got the information that I wanted, and went the following day to his club actually.
Okay, and what sort of stuff that you were going through at your previous club did you not like so much that you thought you could get a different vibe about?
It was just more, you're there, you paid, you got your bout. It wasn't, you never sort of had the one-to-one support as such to learn your patterns. It was go with this person, go with that person.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't being taught your pattern by your instructor who you're paying.
So you felt like you were kind of being funneled through a system
Yeah.
and just checking a box as opposed to educating and learning. And was it a pleasant atmosphere? Were the people you were at least attending with your old club at, were they nice? Or did it feel like they were...
It was a great club, but you want that sort of instructor to teach you, not other students to teach you all the time.
Yeah, I have had, like, in the past, I've had people telling me that they attend a club and then they feel like they've climbed the ranks enough, they're like high coloured belts or lower black belts, and they start being told, oh, you need to start helping out, you need to assist, or else it feels like you're not going to be like a true master by the end of it. But then you feel like you're being taught by someone who's a lower standard to what you were sold originally.
Yeah.
And is that something that you feel like you've managed to get past at your new club?
Yeah, massively. Even though we do have senior ranks assisting our main instructor, you still do get the one-to-one support from your instructor.
What kind of support do you mean? Like, when they sit down with you, do you have a conversation about what your goals are?
So, with the support, it's multiple different things. It's just day-to-day life with what's going on. You can always turn to him. If you want to do a competition, he will offer his support to help you have a better chance at getting a position. He will focus on the parts that you're struggling with to actually make it so you are better at your weaknesses. And just generally, in my personal opinion, he's helped me so much through quite a few troubling times in my life.
What sort of times?
Losing my mum, moving to my new place, the loss of other family members. Yeah, just normal growing up stuff.
Mm-hmm. You do seem to have a really close relationship with your instructor. I don't know if he's comfortable being named, so you can sort of make that call. But your instructor, you seem to have like a especially close relationship with him because you help out with his other businesses. And a lot of people would say there's like a line of professionalism that gets blurred with martial artists sometimes. But I'd argue it really helps with the community building aspect. So what are your thoughts on that?
Taekwondo in most clubs and associations is a family. You're not there as a student, you're there as part of the family. The whole thing with Taekwondo is the martial art is a family-based thing. You go to a club, you become part of their family. If they see you in the streets, they'll say hi. If you need help, they are there. You turn to them. Not just the blood family you've got, you make your own family in martial arts.
I definitely agree with that one. Like, my actual club is really small and like local because my instructor doesn't do like mass amounts of marketing. He's not trying to build an empire with it. But I meet other martial artists in the competition circuit, like that's how I met you. And I've got a bunch of friends all over the country where if I want to go to an event or if I want to go and look for a seminar, I can normally reach out and a million people will be telling me, oh, come to our place this weekend, you can stay at my house, we can have a drink afterwards. It's like really social. It's like my primary social circle, I would say. Which, working remote, everyone assumes you're a hermit, but I promise I'm not.
No, Taekwondo is a massive social club. It's open for anyone, all ages. Even if you come just to the one club and you just do the clubs, you don't do any competitions, you're still going to meet other people that come from other clubs to your club just because they can. So just because you are part of one club doesn't mean you can't go to another one.
Yeah, and you specifically are part of like a national governing body group. So how does that like help you build relationships with people in other organizations?
With that, it's quite a good question, because as an NGB, you're not just turning to people and going, this is how you do it, because we're not going to dictate what a club does. As a national governing body, we are there to guide. Like the COVID pandemic, we all love talking about that, but the national governing body for Great Britain stepped up. Even though we weren't recognised, we took it onto ourselves to guide all the instructors, not just in our clubs, but around the country and around the world. We have people calling us from Ireland, Scotland, America. We had a fair few of them emails. We've had conversation with people in India, and we had to do research on what the guidelines are for them. And it was phenomenal, just able to speak to other people around the world.
And it's a volunteer organization as well. This stuff is entirely like off your own back. You still have to earn money elsewhere. Obviously, people have their own martial arts clubs. They earn money from having students. But being part of a national governing body, I don't think I know anyone who is doing that as their full-time job.
No, you can't. As you says, it's a volunteer role, but it takes up so much time, it becomes a second job. But you enjoy it, you love it. It's just to see the gratitude of people when you actually help them, not just better themselves, but better the club that they're in, giving them that advice that they need, just being there for them. It's great.
Okay, and how would you say that perspective balances with the people who say it's a big cult mentality? Because it definitely can be. There are some people who have like, oh, we do our special handshakes and we bow in this specific way. But in terms of like, if I say jump, you say how high, I wouldn't say it's that sort of vibe. But what's your opinion on that?
If you told me to jump, I would not say how high. I would go to my height. I couldn't say Taekwondo is a cult. I don't know about other martial arts, but with the experience I've had, you work to your benefits, you work to better yourself. Your instructors and senior grades are there to help you do that. They're not going to tell you to jump 20 feet, to jump off a cliff, to do anything if you're not comfortable with doing it.
Or they might still ask you to do your like flying kicks a bit higher, but that's instruction, that's not rules.
That is because we know you can do it, and we go, give it a go this side. Give it a go.
Actually
Not-
try.
Not go and struggle. Try. We can build you up. We will never knock you down. And that's what I find quite amazing with other instructors from around the country. You see their different ways of building their students, but not one has turned around and gone, well, I'm this. I'm the instructor. You do what I say. It's give it a go. Try. You're doing well. We build them. Never knock them down.
Have you ever had a student come to you from like, because you made the transfer over to your current club, have you ever had a student move from previous organization to your club that you attend now and almost have like a adverse reaction to something that's a bit normal because they've almost got PTSD from a previous venue?
We've had students come from other martial arts, from boxing, from judo, from MMA, mixed martial arts. But they struggle for the first 10 minutes. And you see it, but you want to see what they can do. Because again, you can't just walk into a martial arts and go, that student can do a side kick, that student can't. You have to watch them to see what they can do. And normally it takes about 10 minutes. And within those 10 minutes, you can see what you would need to work on with that student. And then the senior grades will go over and start building that student's confidence.
It is normally a confidence thing as well, because even people who have trained before and taken time out, they come back and like, I had 5 years out because I was originally going to take my black belt around the same time as my GCSEs, and I completely had a meltdown about it because, you know, teenagers know what burnout is anyway, even if it's not in such high stakes environments. Then I took 5 years out, came back for about 5 months, did my first competition, got absolutely hooked again because I got like, what was it? I think it was 2 golds and a silver after being out for 5 years, and I felt so great about it. But up until I went to that competition 5 months in, I was so self-conscious about, oh, I sucked so much compared to when I was a kid because I'd been training since primary school through like the majority of my life, and I felt so awkward about how I'd like backslid. And I didn't want anything like that. And even after like lockdown, I still have it. Like now I've taken a year out of competing, not for choice reasons, more for financial reasons, and a few other things of like wanting to reset my life a bit. But even now I feel like I got to get back to where I was, and that can come up at any point in your martial arts career.
It doesn't even need to come up once you've had a break. It can be you start practicing your newer patterns and you forget to do your previous ones, and all of a sudden you can't do one yo. Because you're getting halfway through one yo and then you're doing Chun-Ji, and it's going, this isn't right. You need to learn your new patterns. They are important. But you need to keep on top of your previous ones. You need to be confident with yourself. It's great seeing the kids do it when they come twice a week, once a week, 3 times a week. But when you actually ask them, how often do you train at home? They'll probably turn around and go, we don't, only here. That's the disappointing part. Because yes, okay, you've got your integrity to do it in class and be honest with your senior grades that ask you the questions, but you've got to practice whenever you can. It doesn't matter if it's actual physical practicing, doing the movements, or if you're just walking it through in your head. As long as it's going in your mind, and you know what you're doing, that's practice. You think about when you do maths at school, but then you do maths every day. You go to the shop, you do maths. You walk down the street, you've walked half a mile in 10 minutes. It's basic maths that we do every day, and that's what I do pretty much every day. You're always going through your previous patterns. When you're walking down the street, you're walking into a walking stance because you are walking.
I genuinely did that one time. I was like, one time my phone died and I thought, I have to walk at least an hour back home. This is going to really suck. What am I going to do? I'm going to do my kick drills on the way. And that is what I spent like an hour doing in the rain. I was getting soaked. I had people staring at me, as you do, because it's a weird thing to do in public. Yes. I had one person like stop to ask me like, are you okay? Do you need a lift? Do you need to go somewhere? And by that point I was in it. I was like, no, I'm having fun. See you later. I don't think most people get that extreme about it, but it's sort of that mentality of don't leave it at the Dojang door.
I don't think people will do it outside in the public.
I'm a bit bold like that though.
Most people would do it probably in their bedroom, turning on and off the light switches with a front kick or a side kick, even though the parents would love that.
Oh, my mum hated that when I tried to close a cupboard with like an axe kick or something. She would scream. She was so annoyed like I was going to break it.
Try opening the drawer. You're doing a hook kick and you just caught it and you're just hooking it open from the side, and it's just going, this is going to go bad on so many levels.
Is that something you talk with people about at your club?
No, but it's something I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt myself in the process though.
Oh, fun. Injury is a natural part of training.
I missed the door and went onto the side. It hurt.
It's called conditioning.
It's called I'm not doing that again.
Do you want to plug anything before we wrap up?
No.
No? I mean, you've got a big logo on your chest. Do you want to emblazon it for people?
No.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
This is definitely more of a sedated interview because we had a very interesting night last night. We got through quite a few bottles of stuff.
Yes.
We cleared out Tesco and needed to actually get the tag like specially removed for a few things. But it was a fun night. But we're both a bit downtrodden, and now we're going to go practice patterns. So we encourage you all to do the same. Thank you.